Hi, I'm Erica and today I'm going to show you how to make a simple grain salad. I'm going to be using Israeli couscous and I'm going to be using some vegetables of my choosing. I'm going to be doing cherry tomatoes and I have asparagus and I'm going to have some basil in there for flavor, and I'm going to top it off with some goat cheese and some toasted pine nuts. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare my asparagus. I'm going to cook it for 2 minutes and then I'm going to blanch it, which stops the cooking and it keeps it bright green. If you just cook it and then you set it aside, it's going to turn brown and it's going to look crappy and it's going to kind of be overcooked and taste bad. So I've got a pot of water boiling on the stove. I'm going to prep my asparagus. How you do that? Take your stalk of asparagus and you should be able to bend it lightly and it will snap. This end is woody and you don't want to eat that. You can do whatever you want with this. And then this is the part you're going to use. I like mine to be about 1 inch long, so I've cut them into these little teeny segments, and that's what I'm going to toss in my salad. So cut your asparagus. The next thing you're going to do is preheat your oven to 375 degrees. You're going to spread your pine nuts on a baking sheet. You don't need to put anything down because you're just going to toast them. They're not going to be oily, so you don't need to do anything. So I'm going to spread these on a sheet and I'm going to toast them for 5 to 10 minutes. A good key to know when nuts are done is they'll start to smell. So just keep an eye on them, set the timer for 5, and then after that check them every minute. When they're all a nice golden brown color, take them out of the oven. So do those 2 things and I'm going to come back. The next thing that you want to do is cook your grains. My Israeli couscous it cooks about the same as my perfect quinoa recipe, which is another video that I have on here. You should check it out. It's great. Anyway, so this particular recipe is the couscous from the box, which is about 1 1/3 cup. I have 1 1/3 cup of water boiling to add to it. The first thing I want to do is heat up about 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Get that nice and toasty over medium heat. I'm going to add my couscous in and I'm going to cook that until it turns a nice golden brown and smells kind of nutty. Then I'm going to add the water, bring it to a boil, cover it, and simmer for 12 minutes. So just read your instructions and prepare according to that. So cook your grains, your pine nuts are going, you've blanched your asparagus, and then while this cooks, you want to prep the rest of your vegetables. So I'm going to cut my cherry tomatoes in half, I'm going to tear some basil, and then I'm going to use the rest of that time, since it's about 12 minutes, I'm going to use the rest of that time to prepare the rest of my bento box. Here's a quick little thing. On the quinoa video I did, you couldn't really see it toasting because it was red quinoa. Check this out. So once your couscous or whatever grain you're toasting is ready to add the water, you can see some of them are a little bit darker. Yeah, you can just see it, and it'll also smell nutty, and it sounds like it's really cooking. So those are some things to look for to tell when it is all right to add the water. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, so my couscous is nice and cooked, and it's all fluffy and delightful. And I've got my vegetables prepped, so I'm going to add them one at a time. So I've got some cherry tomatoes. My asparagus is nice and bright green because I cooked it for 2 minutes and then I ran it under cold water until it was all cooled down to stop the cooking. It'll stay green for at least a couple of days. Get all that out. I've got a little bit of basil just to add for a little bit more flavor. I'm going to do a sprinkle of goat cheese to mix in with it. And I'm going to add some pine nuts because it's nice to have a crunchy texture in there. I'm going to add a couple handfuls of those. And then I'm going to toss that all together. Oh yeah. So colorful. I love the spring. Okay, and then I'm going to add just a little tiny bit of olive oil so it doesn't get too dry. And because it's spring, I'm going to add a little bit of lemon juice. Squirt that in there. So I'll toss that all together, and that's it. And that should last you a couple days. And I'll show you what it looks like in the bento box. Alright, there it is in my bento box. It is the entire bottom tier. I added a little bit of goat cheese on top, just because it gets mixed in and I didn't put very much in to begin with. For my top tier, I've got walnuts, grapes, blueberries. There's a cheese under here hiding out. And then under here, there's little pieces of chocolate. So this is my Super delicious grain salad bento box that does not need to be reheated. It has a lot of spring flavors going on. Thank you so much for watching. This has been another one of my recipes. It's not a recipe kind of deals. You can do pretty much anything that you want. If you don't want to use Israeli couscous, you can use regular couscous, quinoa, you can use barley, farro. There's stuff called frika that's gluten-free. You can use that too. Really any kind of grain you want, and then any kind of vegetables. You can look up a recipe and use that, or you can make your own using your favorite vegetables. Just try to incorporate a couple different colors and textures in there. Like I added pine nuts for crunch in mine. That helps kind of vary up the mushiness of everything else. Yeah, it's not too hard. You can kind of do with it whatever you want. And like I said, it's another one of my kind of cheat recipes where I make it ahead and then I have it for the rest of the week. So thank you so much for watching. Please comment below. Let me know what you'd like to see. If you have any questions, I do answer them and take a look at them. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks again for watching. Have a good day. Bye.